Hey everyone, this is Ren from Strong Girls Knits, and I am here today for the end of November and all of December what I've been knitting to. Da, da, da. Anyways, so like I said, the first one I did, it was the middle of November because I was going on my honeymoon, which I really didn't watch knit to too much while I was over in Ireland on that. It was, excuse me, what I did catch, I actually became obsessed with an Irish soap opera over there called Fair City, and I don't know, it was just really, I really got sucked into it, and I can still tell you that it shows at 8 o'clock on channel 1, and then again on channel 10, I believe, at 9 o'clock. It's a 30-minute episode every day. It's pretty awesome. But, so, and then I became addicted to a few game shows while I was over there, mainly The Tipping Point and a little bit of The Cube, which was actually a pretty interesting show. Anyways, they both were. Now, let's get to talking about what I've been knitting to. So, I actually had a pretty full-packed December, to say the least, when I came back. And then the rest of November, of course, well, yeah, anyways, let's talk about December. So, I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series that I finished in December, mini-series. So, I was pretty proud of myself, and I watched 3 movies. Yeah, 3 movies. Goodness, I feel so much. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to talking about the movie since there was only 3. The first 2, and I will mention them together, it was The Cube and Hypercube. This is supposed to be a thriller suspense film. First one was created in the late 90s and then early 2000s. Or it was like the early 2000s for both of them, I can't quite remember, but these movies were so stupid. James loved them. I did not, but I was a good wife and I watched them with him. So the concept is pretty much these strangers wake up in this series of cube rooms, and they all so the first one, there are some rooms that are safe, but some of them are kill rooms. So something in there kills you and you pretty much have to figure out your way out. And I can't quite remember how many they start out with, but only 1 ends up surviving. So sorry to ruin that a little bit, but I don't recommend this at all. I would give it 1 skein out of 5 skeins, let's be honest. And then the Hypercube was the same concept, but apparently it was wormholes and everything, and one person again does survive the cube, but then they just die at the end anyways. The reason, and I seriously didn't even like this one. I wouldn't even really give it a rating, because at least with the first one, you were able to survive. There was a way, and there was a puzzle, and there was a way to figure out how to get out. You had to be extremely smart, which, you know, the group that was given to you was, and either one was the dream team to survive. But and then this one, or the second one, it just seemed like it didn't matter who survived, who got out of it, they weren't going to survive anyways. So there are those 2. That's probably the worst of everything I have to talk about today, so might as well get that out of the way. The last movie I watched was The Beauty and the Beast, the new one, the live action with Emma Watson. It was good. I did like the costumes. They're very well thought out, and I do have to agree the music was very great. They had an all-star cast. I mean, well, yeah, for singing it was an all-star cast. It wasn't as exciting as it would, for me, it wasn't near as good as everyone else was saying. I was a little disappointed. I honestly, and I'm probably going to get a little grief for this, I don't think Emma Watson should have been cast for this. I feel like she was too much of her, and it was more Emma Watson playing this character, not, oh, you know, this character was played by Emma Watson, if that makes any sense. It was just too much of her in it, and not, in my mind, she didn't really adapt to this character, which, you know, Belle is supposed to be a very strong, you know, strong-minded, smart girl, which is great, but I don't know, I didn't really like Emma Watson playing it. The rest of the cast I really liked. I love Gaston. If nobody knows, my husband actually loves the character Gaston. I know he's a villain and everything, but just he's just kind of funny and cool. This one, he was a little scary in this one, like a little assaulty, but I don't know, they cast him really great and everything. Like I said, besides my big problem with Emma Watson, I think this entire film was cast to a T, and everyone who sang had a great voice. The costumes were amazing. A little disappointed with the yellow dress, but besides that, I really did like everything. I did like how it was, because I don't remember this from the cartoon, but like the castle is in kind of this magic kind of bubble where it's always winter there, because from what I thought in the cartoon was she was there for a while, and to the point where it became winter. So I'll have to rewatch the cartoon and see if that's how it was or not, but I don't know, I liked how it was, oh, you cross this kind of barrier and it's snow because everything's supposed to be dead and stuck in time, so because of the curse. Anyways, so let's say I would give it a 4 out of 5 skeins, because just really I had problems with Emma Watson, and I hate to say that because she is a very good actress, but I think she was being more of her true self than what Belle really would have been. So, oh well. On to miniseries that I watched. So we will go ahead and start with one that I first got obsessed with over in Ireland, and then they have the series on Netflix. Can't Pay Will Take It Away. It's actually an English show. It's pretty much a repo show, but it's officers from the High Court, which I don't quite know what that is in England. I am not English and haven't really researched it, but apparently, like, they are by the name, the High Court. They are all, I guess, almost all powerful in a sense, but they have it where these people pretty much go and repo things, and it's a variety of things where people are getting, you know, evicted from their homes, or people are coming to collect debt and whatnot. And I don't really know exactly how to describe much of it. I mean, there's kind of like a set cast, and then some people, like, you see them for half the, you know, every other episode or something like that. But it's really, I like it in a sense of, I mean, it is sad, especially the eviction ones. They can be very sad because it was a lot of like refugees in England, but it also shows, but you know, there's a point to it of they're just getting so flooded, and I don't even know if I can necessarily say refugees, because I don't know the situation, but a population is just, it seems like it's way too much for the area it is, because they even give you like statistics of how rent has skyrocketed in England, especially London, and just all kinds of crazy stuff, businesses going out constantly, which some of those numbers were scary, but it does kind of give you a sense of, you know, yes, I'm going to make sure all my bills are paid and not going to get in over my head, and just feel grateful for what I have. But also there's those few people that are just complete buttheads, and you're just like, yeah, take away his car, you know, something, just those really rude people. And they try and give you background if they have background information on the people and whatnot. So, and then there's episodes too where people are getting evicted, and there's one that I just remembered that the gentleman had he was, I don't want to, not mentally handicapped in the sense of I don't, more emotion, like anxieties and stuff. But it was so sweet, because here these people, really all they have to do is just come and kick these people out. And the people that they choose are actually really nice people, especially the team that they focus on for all the evictions are very nice people. And the guy has no ties whatsoever, but he manages to talk to this guy and, you know, even stayed in contact with him to make sure that he was not kind of pushed under the rug, left on the streets or anything. He got the help he needed and just kind of stayed in contact. So I thought that was really great. And they show that multiple times, like every time it's, you know, someone from the team's kind of reaching out and, you know, here, you can call me if something goes wrong, you know, my phone is always on. So really great people. But so for that, so for Can't Pay, Take It Away, I'd probably give 4 out of 5 skeins, because it is a little sad. And probably you could even put it on like the trashy TV list, but I like it. So alright, now to fictional shows. Let's go ahead and start with 13 Reasons Why. I believe I talked about this in the last one. It's about a young girl, Hannah Baker, who has killed herself. And that's the start of the series. And each episode is one of the reasons why and how it's going about. It's actually based on a book. I cannot remember who wrote it, but I did read the book like years ago. Didn't really like it in the sense of the character. I felt she kind of went about everything wrong. And again, I still felt like this with Hannah Baker, where it is very sad, and she had some very valid reasons. You know, her 13 reasons, you know, were strong reasons, most of them, but she had so many things at her disposal too. Like it shows that she's very close with her parents, but never once speaks to them. And, you know, she had a good relationship with the first like counselor at school, and then the second one, she just, I don't know, it was good, and it raised awareness for a lot of people. From what I remember and what I was told, it's not 100% accurate towards the book, but I don't know. Again, did not like how the character developed, and how, you know, of course nobody likes that she had killed herself, but her path there, it was, I don't know, I just didn't really agree with everything. Now, the filming itself, the actual show, was very well done, although I feel like there were a few graphic scenes that they went a little over the top. I will say there are 2 rape scenes in this, and of course they show when she kills herself. All of that was just, they could have shown like half of it, really. I feel like for sure the rape scenes were way too much, and the cutting scene was a bit much as well. But it's things that do in fact happen, and you kind of need to understand that. I don't know, I do say I would suggest this for people, especially if you have middle schoolers, high schoolers, to kind of have them watch it. It's 13 hours of your life. You could finish it in a weekend. But again, some of it I don't feel like is purely accurate as it should be. There's a lot of things where the character knew it was the wrong thing and then just continued to do it anyways. So I don't know, for that I would give the show a 3 out of 5 skeins. And also, there you have a season 2, which I don't see how you can really go on with a second season with this, on how it was supposed to be, but I don't know, we'll see if I watch that or not. Now, next one, let's do a couple horror miniseries. So I finished Slasher season 2, called The Guilty Party. This is a Netflix original. So was 13 Reasons Why. Yes, the rest of these that I'm going to talk about are all Netflix originals. So now, Slasher, season 2 of Slasher. This was again 18 episodes, so 8 hours altogether. Actually, probably a little less than that. This was this was worse than the first season. This one, the killer doesn't even really have a proper reason as to why they're killing these people. Like, you kind of, because, so the thing is, like, these ex-counselors accidentally killed another counselor. And you find out, you know, it does like the two timelines where the current timeline and then flashbacks for all the characters. Either the counselors dealing with the actual, the ones that, you know, killed the girl and kind of some of their back history. And then the people, so what it is, it's two groups. You have the ex-campers that come up to the old campgrounds to pretty much find her body and dispose of it. And this is 5 years after she'd been killed. And then there's a second group, people that actually live there, one of which is the woman that owns the land, and they kind of have like this vegan, peaceful community. Anyway, so you have flashbacks for all the characters throughout this thing, and you especially, and what's kind of annoying is they flashback on the one character, and you kind of know, okay, well, he or she is gonna be the one to die in this episode, so that was a little slightly annoying, but for me, who does not like horror things, it was a little it wasn't so bad, because it's like, okay, I know you're gonna get the bullet. So, however, the killer targets, of course, the campers, which is all understandable because of their crime, and later you find out about the killer's connection. But the killer also kills the people, the like vegan campers that have nothing to really do with why the killer is killing the ex-counselors. So that was annoying. There really was no rhyme or reason. And some of the things were, I think, over the top. Like, there was one character, he gets frostbite on his feet, which I didn't understand because he was walking around with his face uncovered and his hands uncovered, but manages to get frostbite on his very well bundled up feet. He then gets raped by one of the vegan campers. So, again, that was a little graphic, not near as bad as 13 Reasons Why, but yes, he gets raped, so what you think about that one. And he then, his way of how he got killed, because he eventually does get killed, was, I felt bad for the guy. I mean, because he wasn't even one of the worst. His back history, I felt like, really wasn't the worst. And here, he got so much done to him. It was brutal. But, yeah. All I have to say is the killer was ridiculous. The reasoning behind all of it was completely stupid. And the, torture method, or like ways that they were killed, it was like that doesn't you can't do that. Like, it wasn't even, it was just so far beyond. And how some people survive their things, it was just so far beyond that I had like kind of tuned out. This was 8 episodes, 8 hours altogether. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 skeins because it was so ridiculous. Although I have a feeling if you love B horror films, you might like this. So I don't know. Let's go on to the Lizzie Borden Chronicles. This is actually, they made like a Lizzie Borden Netflix original movie, and this is like the continuation after she had been tried and found not guilty. This is, I believe, a real person, Lizzie Borden. There's like a rhyme where it's like, oh, Lizzie Borden gave her mother 40 whacks, and when her father found out, she gave her father 41, something like that. Anyways, this is pretty much like after that, and she goes on kind of a killing spree to secure the kind of life she wants, although I mean, she enjoys killing these people and getting rid of them. It's weird, but I actually kind of like this. It was cool. It was drama, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was either 8 or 10 episodes, cannot fully remember. It was a small mini-series, of course, but I kind of liked it. I like the costumes, of course. I really do like period pieces and enjoying the costumes if they're well done. Even if they're kind of like over the top, where like shows like Salem, which takes place during the Salem witch trials, but the costumes are not accurate. They're so cool. Anyways, it was good. It has a bad rating, but I would give it, I'd give it 3 out of 5 Scades, because some of the not choreography, how things were shot and played were kind of ridiculous and over the top and not very good, but the storyline itself and just how crazy it was, I did enjoy. So I don't know. And now that I think about it, I actually think this might be 2 seasons. I'll put it right down here. But okay, next thing, let's talk about Frontier. Yes, Frontier. Now this has Jason Momoa, who is he's in what is it, Game of Thrones, which I haven't seen, and he's Aquaman in the new Justice League video or movie, which I'm excited to see. Anyway, so first off, if you like him, you should check this out, because he's pretty freaking awesome in this. Savage is all get out, because that's kind of how his character is supposed to be. He's just pretty freaking awesome. So, a little back. This one I actually took notes on. We have, so he's pretty awesome. This is period piece. Takes place in the 1700s. It's about the kind of like warring factions. It pretty much all centers around the fur trade during that time in Canada. And I believe it takes place, so Canada, that should be Canada, no, I know where Canada is, the east coast of Canada, like that area is where this takes place. It has a lot of Native American tribes in it, because they were a big role during that time, and I appreciate the actors and everything they have. They seem, in my mind, they seem to be representing the cultures very well and the lifestyle. It does seem fairly accurate. From what I can tell, the costumes do not seem out of place. They seem legitimate, like maybe a little too clean, where, you know, these people wouldn't probably bathe daily, but when the people are running around in the forest, it kind of reflects that, and even, you know, talks about how, like, they stink. So, but anyways, there's actually a character in this from Bitten, a favorite show of mine, and it's kind of funny because I think he's supposed to be gay. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just kind of funny, his obsession with his partner, I guess. I don't know, he's just very loyal to the point of he kills people for his partner. I don't know. Anyways, this is really good. This was only 6 episodes, so that's 6 hours. There's season 2 is already out, which is another 6 episodes. Really great. I give this 5 out of 5 Scades because I love it. The opening music for this is amazing. So yeah, lots of drama in it. It's so good, and people trying to kill other people for furs. I just love it. I don't know why. I love it. Now, so that is all I've been knitting to. I have finished one. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna for things I've watched. Now, what I have read is, I really haven't made any headway on books since we've last talked. The Women of the Other World by Kelly Armstrong. My goal is to actually finish that series, which I'm almost done with the second to last book, but I did finish listening to the 11th book, 11 of 13. This one is about the character Savannah Levine. She is a very powerful witch. Her father was a sorcerer, mother was a witch who was even part demon, or had a bit of demon in her as well, so she is an extremely powerful person. And in this one, she goes off on her own. She's 21. She, for her has been working at her guardian's investigation firm. I don't know. Anyways, she goes off on her own case while they are actually on vacation to Hawaii, which I did read the short story that takes place before this book, and it explains as to why her guardians were on vacation. Not important, but a cute little, like, 2-hour audiobook. So anyways, she goes off to this podunk town to solve a murder, and all kinds of things hit the fan. She finds out about, like, this cookie cult and all kinds of other things going on, where and the two murders were completely not linked, although I shouldn't say that. I don't want to give away the book, but it was really good. This is the first book that you get of Savannah that is solely from her point of view, all about her. It could have been maybe a little stronger, but it's very much a girl coming to age. You know, she's kind of doing this stuff on her own, trying to be independent, and then also battling with emotions for, you know, feelings for or actually two different guys. And what everything, the end of it all is just kind of like, oh my goodness, did not expect any of that. But it was really good. Like I say, I love the series. I love the author. I've read other series of hers, which were both very good. Cannot wait to finish this. I'll be sad, but excited to see what comes to fruition, yes, of the series. I will say this series, The Women of the Otherworld, it's really great in the sense it's 13 books, which seems crazy long, but it is not the same character's point of view throughout. And there's even a couple books, while not my favorite, do have two different point of views in that book, which I think has only happened like a couple times for the whole series. So, very good series. You should definitely check it out, and I will say that every time. I would rate, and oh, what was it called? It was called Industrial. No, it wasn't. It was called Waking the Witch. So, sorry. I would give Waking the Witch 4 out of 5 skeins. There was some room for improvement, but again, I love it. So, anyways, that is it. I will see you guys next time for July. There is going to be another video about some stuff I have planned for this. So, bye!